Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed building video. So in today's video I'm going to be building kind of like a romantic getaway couples vacation lot, and the reason why I'm actually doing this is the other day when I actually did my luxury yacht restaurant. If you haven't seen that, I'll put a card on the screen now. But when I was actually filtering down all the different kinds of venue types, I noticed under restaurant there was one for rental, and I got really excited. And then I actually went into the game and I saw, but we couldn't actually do it. I kind of tested it to see if it's an actual thing. Your Sims can't come to Sulani on vacation. I did try it and I was hoping that we could, but sadly we can't. But I still wanted to build kind of like a couples retreat, kind of like a place where your Sims can come on holiday. And I know there is actually a mod for it, so if you want Sulani to be a vacation world, there is a mod for it. I'll try and find it and I'll put it in the description box down below if you're interested. But I still thought that this could maybe just be a kind of a lot where your Sims wanted to go. Obviously they won't pay any money, but if you wanted it to be realistic, you can kind of reduce some of their money, and it could just be a really nice place for maybe a newly married couple to come on their honeymoon or something. That is kind of what I had in my mind. So when I was building this, I was thinking that it was going to be a rental. By this time I had actually checked and I knew that we couldn't actually have rental lots in Sulani, but I still was building this as if it was one. So if you do have that mod, or you're looking to get that mod, or if you just want to have a house where you want to kind of come and visit, you can put it as a generic lot maybe, and then your Sims can come and stay here for a few days. I still wanted one of them and I still wanted to build one because I feel like this world is such a perfect honeymoon location for your Sims. I think it's so beautiful. I said how amazing I thought the world is in my last video, so I'm not going to speak too much about it, but I really got kind of like Bora Bora kind of vibes from this world, and especially these kind of roofs as well with this little roof trim. I absolutely love it. This is the first time I've actually used it because in my yacht restaurant I didn't do much roofing, and the roofing I did do was kind of like for the structure of the yacht, whereas I haven't actually properly sat down and used it, and I think they're so beautiful. And I'm really happy that we actually have basically like two different types of this kind of roof, and I love the roof trims and I just think it's so beautiful. But in today's video, like I said, I am going to be building this kind of coupley kind of house. Your Sims can come here on their honeymoon, come here for a few days and just chill out. I was actually thinking after I built this that it would probably be a good place to put a massage chair or a massaging like table. I didn't actually place one. I think I might add one in though, so I'm not completely sure, but I feel like it would be really ideal if your Sims could come here and then they can hire someone to come and give them a massage or whatever. I think it's just a really nice little place to come, especially for a honeymoon. So this is built in, I believe it's the top left of the world. I'm not sure on the neighborhood names. I still need to learn them, but this is built on kind of like one of the separated lots, so it's a little bit more away from the town and it's kind of on its own, and that's why I thought it would be the perfect location to kind of build this little kind of rental, even though it's not a rental, but this kind of little rental place for your Sims to kind of come on holiday. But moving on into the interior of the build, so I actually do the interior and then I do actually go back to the exterior and kind of finish it up and do some landscaping at the very end. But I was so excited just to get in and start furnishing, and I actually did start off the furnishing by doing the little lounge room, and that is because I didn't actually know where everything was going to be placed, but I knew that I wanted the lounge room to be as soon as you walk in through them little sliding doors. When I was actually doing the floor plan for this little house, I had a lot of trouble trying to figure out where everything was going to go and if I was going to kind of make it as sectioned off or if I was going to keep it really open. So I did decide to cut that kind of footage out. There will be a screenshot at the very end of this video though, which actually shows kind of like a bird's eye view. So if you are kind of curious how the floor plan kind of went, or maybe you want to redo this when it comes out on console, then I'll have a screenshot at the very end of this video so you can kind of rebuild it if that is something that you want to do. But in the little lounge room, I did use some new 3-seater sofas again in this build, and I know in both the builds that I've done I have actually used them, but they are so lovely, and I feel like these are probably some of my favourite sofas that we now have in the game, and they do come in some really amazing swatches. But so far I've actually only turned to kind of go for the white swatches, but they do come in some lovely swatches, so I know that I'm going to get so much use out of them. In this build I did actually use quite a lot of the debug prints that we get. So we don't actually get any new paintings in the normal build and buy catalogue, but if you actually turn on show hidden objects, and there is a few, I believe they're photographs from the ocean. I think they might actually be from maybe like the scuba diving career or something like that, or snorkeling. I'm not sure. I haven't actually done any gameplay yet. I've just been so excited to build so many different things. I've got so many ideas, so I haven't actually played the game yet, but I think it's something to do with them kind of careers or that kind of activity. But I do actually end up placing them quite a lot around this build, so I did just want to mention it in case you was curious where I actually got them from. But now I'm actually moving on into the bathroom, and I absolutely love this bathroom. I use a Spa Day wallpaper, and something that I've really noticed is Spa Day works so well with this new pack. It just, all the swatches go so beautifully together, and so I use a Spa Day wallpaper and tile on the floor, and then I also use I believe it's a Seasons bathtub, and I love that bathtub, and I put it in front of these big windows, and I was thinking that maybe your Sims could be laying in the bath and looking out onto the ocean, and it would just be so lovely. And it's also got the windows that kind of have the shutters in them, so it would have a really nice breeze. But now moving back into this hallway, so I had this really big empty area which I wasn't actually sure what to do with, and when I was actually doing the floor plan, I was thinking about making this into possibly a second bedroom. But I was thinking, if you do actually want to come here and use this as kind of like a holiday destination, and your Sims wanted to kind of stay here for a few days and they have just had their honeymoon, then if they do have children, they're not probably going to want to bring their children on their honeymoon. And so I decided to kind of make it into this little entertainment area, and I absolutely love this. And I actually got to use the little Spa Day table and chairs. Like I said, Spa Day works so well with this pack. All the swatches match so perfectly, and I just really love this little area. But I do just have this little table and chairs, and then I also do just have like a little bar entertainment area, so your Sims can maybe hire a mixologist and have a few drinks. Or maybe if you do actually want to use this as a residential, then you can definitely just make that into a second bedroom, and then there'll be an extra space for another Sim in the household. But now I'm just going back into this little area which was opposite the kitchen, and the wall was looking a little bit bare, so I decided to kind of make it look as decorative and as presentable as possible. And I actually used this little Dine Out painting, which I think in this grey swatch works so beautifully. And then I do actually go around and just place these little ceiling fans, and I haven't actually ever done a build with the ceiling fans, and I know we got some in a free update or a free patch update literally months ago, and I still haven't used them. But apparently now they've actually been updated so they can kind of cool your Sims off or maybe dry them out. And I did actually add a little jacuzzi into this build as well, or if your Sims have just come from that or the sea, then they could just come straight in and get a nice breeze from these little ceiling fans. So I do actually add them in the bedroom and in the little hallway area. I just don't add one into the bathroom though. But now I'm actually moving on and doing the little bedroom area. So when I was doing this, I actually went through the swatches quite a lot. I wasn't actually sure which swatch I wanted to use because there was so many different swatches that matches with all the furniture, and I just wasn't sure what kind of wood tone that I wanted to go for. I do switch it up quite a lot. I think this is the colour it ends up being, but I think I actually do switch it up to black a few times and kind of change the colours because I really wanted it to match the little love seat at the end of the bed, which is probably one of my favourite new items that we've actually got with the pack. I absolutely love that. I do wish though that we also got a two-seater of the three-seater. So the three-seater that I use in the lounge room, that little love seat is actually kind of like the matching set of that. And even though it is one of my favourite new items, I still wish that we would have got a two-seater of the three-seater. It's just something that I would have preferred, but I do absolutely love that. It is definitely one of my favourite items from this pack. But now moving on to the exterior of the build, so I'm furnishing this little patio area. So you kind of have a patio as soon as you come out of the little sliding doors, and then you've got some staircase which kind of drops down to a lower foundation where I just put some sun lounges. And I thought it would be so lovely for a couple to lay here, having a chat and just looking out to the sea because it is such a beautiful view. And so I just wanted this just to be lounges. I don't add anything else into this little area. I do have one of them little pool ladders though, so your Sims can just like jump off and straight into the sea, but that is literally it. I wanted to keep it as bare as possible. But now moving up to the next foundation, so up here I wanted to kind of have like a little dining area. I do actually add a little barbecue. The one that I've pulled out is not actually the one that I use. I believe the one that I've currently pulled out is the one from toddler stuff, but I actually end up using the perfect patio stuff. And one thing that I actually have noticed is the sun lounges actually do match with all the perfect patio sofas or perfect patio furniture so perfectly. So you do have the same like red and black swatches, the blue and whites and the browns and greens. They all do match really perfectly, but I was just kind of going for a more modern and like brown tones with creams. I wasn't really going to go for them out there kind of swatches, but there is an option, so I'm really happy that they did actually include them in them sound lounges. But I am just going to go around the build and just make the finishing touches. This is where I kind of go back in and I add just some little things I feel like would really tie the build in together. This is where I do the landscaping, and I do actually forget to add a bin when I was doing the kitchen, and so once I actually was doing the exterior bin, I then did just go back in and just add one into the little kitchen area. I do actually go around and add some little wall lights as well, so the little rental or the little house will be really nice and bright at night time. And now I'm actually just going to finish this build up and just do a little bit of landscaping. I didn't want to do too much because it was on the sand, but I still wanted it to look really presentable, and I really wanted to use the new palm trees that we got this pack. But I am going to end this voiceover here. As always, you can download this house via the gallery. My origin ID is JessicapieYT, or you can search for the hashtag Jessicapie or JessicapieYT. Either way, you'll find me on the gallery that way. But anyway, as always, I hope you guys enjoyed watching me make this little romantic getaway, and as always, if you do like my content, then please subscribe, and hopefully I will see you in my next Sims 4 speed building video. Bye guys.